Hey folks, Ben Maloney back again. You might want to forgive me if I'm a little sluggish during this video because it's like 10:30 right now on a Thursday night, and yeah, this is really out of my comfort zone. I'm not used to being up this late, but if I am, I'm laying around my bed watching Hulu or something, but here I am. So I thought I'd just start off the video by saying screw Nazis. Just screw them. Why? Just, I hate them. I'm sorry, I just got done watching, just got done watching Green Room on Netflix, so I'm pretty much in a Nazi hate mood right now. But I guess I can kind of tie into today's theme, because one thing I really wanted to talk about is, they say that our times are more divided than they have been in a while. And that really hits home for me, so I've started to notice that myself. But so I figured I'd do a video and hopefully give my words of wisdom and give my hippy dippy stuff out of the way and stuff like that. But before we get to that, yeah, about Green Room, it's a well-made horror movie. It's unapologetic. It really grabs you by the throat and doesn't let go for like a half an hour, and yeah, pretty much opens your eyes to all the stuff that's going on in America that we don't know about. And yeah, it's some really scary stuff, people. It's my favorite kind of horror movie because there's nothing psychological there's nothing supernatural about it. Because the real horror is the fact that the monsters, or human beings, are the real monsters, and it just shows you what human beings themselves are capable of. None of that fake monster bull crap or ghosts or anything like that. It's basically just shows you all the scariness and horror that's right in front of your face, or hell, hidden there that you just don't know about. But yeah, I highly recommend Green Room. It's not for the faint of heart. I just throwing that out there. If you're somebody who's easily shocked or very squeamish, yeah, I'd stay away. But if you're a real horror hound and you like being scared, or you just like being shocked, and yeah, go for it. So anyway, what I want to talk about is being in a lot of Discord servers where people talk about current events and what goes on, and everyday life. You hear people talking and about whatever's going on in the world, and you want to contribute, but at the same time you're afraid to speak up because you don't agree with everybody around you, or you kind of agree but you want to play devil's advocate, and you understand the other side of the coin, and you want to tell their side of the story, just so to be just take the peaceful and diplomatic way. But at the end of the day, it's hard nowadays for people. It's I've never seen so many people just be so eager to not like each other, just not get along at all, just to be so hateful. And it's really scary in a way, because you think we would progress as the years go on, but it seems now with recent current events, more and more people, it's I don't know, it's they just feel the need to hate each other, and it's I don't understand, what are we fighting for? And it's only causing more and more divide and crazy things to happen because of it. And I think a lot of it just comes down to I'm guilty of the same thing. There have been a lot of things I've read that made me mad, and it's just made me just want to make a difference, and yeah, it got me riled up and got me to betray some of my own morals. It's and I just had to take a look in the mirror and see that is this how I want to live? Do I want to do this? And I found out it all came down to like just we get so obsessed with media, and mostly social media, because think about it, with how easy it is for people to get social media nowadays. Any average Joe can just log on to a computer and say whatever they want. And the problem is that all it takes is one person to read the tweet of that person, and then make an issue out of it, and then that person, then another person makes an issue out of it, and that person has a lot of followers, and then all those followers get involved, and it just becomes a complete madhouse. I've never seen so many artists and other YouTubers who I followed for their entertainment value or just to appreciate their artwork get involved in politics or just current events in general. Like, I never would have expected that. Like, ever since recent events, like, everybody feels like they're a political expert, and I'll admit I'm guilty of the exact same thing. But it's really hard when it's like you try to, it's like go on websites where you get away from that kind of thing, but here you have your favorite artists and such throwing their hats in the ring and getting involved with the exact same stuff. And all it does is create toxic environments where it's like people who disagree with each other, they just hate each other. They can't even have civil or discussions anymore. It's like it's always either I'm right or everybody else is wrong. It's like there's no room for compromise anymore. And I think the problem comes down to like social media and our reliance on social media, because honestly the problem with social media is like you can never tell if whoever posts something, if they're trolling, if they're being serious, or they're just trying to be funny. And all it takes is the one person to read it the wrong way and then make a big deal out of it. And then we have a big issue on our hands. But what ultimately baffled me is people be angry about one thing one day, and then like a week from now, they'd forget what they were angry about in the first place. But they dedicate so much of their time to being angry and starting arguments that at the end of the day, does it really matter? Does it really matter what these people online, what they say? Oh, big deal. This person said this game is like sexist or racist or whatever kind of ist you can think of. And then this person said if you don't think this game is, or movie, TV show, whatever is sexist, racist, or whatever ist you can think of, then they're promoting it and blah blah blah. It's like, who cares at the end of the day? I mean, honestly, is this what we're going to dedicate our internet bills and just our technology to? It's like you eventually got to hit the brakes and say, what are we doing with our lives? Why are we letting these little things get to us? And that's one reason why I tried to stay away from these more social issues. And yeah, most of the time they do affect me, but at the end of the day, it's not like I'm getting my rights taken away or anything like that. It's just high school recess bickering. It's not going to affect who we are when all is said and done. It's just words. It's just exaggerated outrage culture at this point. And you know, it's like, and because recently, like, the whole thing with Blizzard saying that Soldier 67 from Overwatch is gay, and it's like, I'm not much of a gamer, but apparently people were upset that they focus more on what the character's backstory and less on actually fixing the game or updating it or something like that. And so then you got the people saying, oh, they don't, it's like people are triggered, blah, blah, blah. It's like the triggered over gay character. It's like, why are we doing this, people? Why are we letting this kind of stuff get to us? Does it even matter at the end of the day? Seriously? I mean, don't get me wrong. You're well within your rights to do that. If you want to get offended by video games, or if you want to say, oh, I wasn't offended, I was just or I wasn't offended, I was just pointing out what I would rather they fix, and whatever, good for you, go for it. But at the end of the day, is it really worth it? Is it really worth getting mad over stuff that's, like I said, you're gonna, in a week or a month from now, you're gonna forget what you were angry about anyway, because you're always moving on to the next topic of the next day, and then the next rage topic of the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. It's like, and before you know it, you're dead, and on your deathbed, you're contemplating what the hell you did with your life. Oh man, I should have watched more movies. Oh, I should have read more books. And you know what? I should have made more friends and been nicer to people. Not trying to sound cranky or anything, but you know, I'm 26 right now. And I realized that when I was, and I know it's really hard because Twitter's right there. There's always something on the trending tabs that catches your eye, like, oh, what's that about? What's that about? And you know, I'm not gonna lie, I click on that stuff too, and I read it, and I have my little inner rage for the day, and I move on to the next thing. It's like I either draw like I'm doing now, or I move on to whatever. I'm like, watch videos and talk with my friends, or whatever I do afterwards. But you know, I'm starting to stray away from that because I really want to stop letting social media dominate my life. Because it makes you wonder, the more you know about what's going on in the world, the more angry and sad you become. And you know, that's just the sad reality of it. I know that in The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, that robot is the smartest thing in the universe, but he's always depressed because he knows everything. And having all that knowledge and understanding why everything is, it can be depressing. My good buddy SB99 said he finally realized what ignorance is bliss means. And you know, I'm starting to as well. It's a moment like these why I'm glad I don't watch the news. And I like to know what's not going on in the world. I mean, don't get me wrong, I know some of what's going on, but I don't get obsessed with it, if that makes any sense. Because the more you read into it, the more you hear the stupidity of both sides, the more you see the extreme of both sides, and the more you want to judge both sides based on those extremes. When, if you actually go outside and talk to people, you would see, oh, hey, it's not as bad as we think it is. Because it ain't. Because the media exaggerate things to get you to click and to get you to read. That's just the reality of the situation. And for a lot of people, social media is their only means of seeing a lot of that stuff. But I make this video not as a way to say like, oh, I'm woke, I know exactly what's going on and blah blah blah. I'm doing it because I'm tired of arguing with my friends on Discord. I'm tired of feeling innermost rage about things that don't even matter to my life. And I'm just tired of, I'm just tired of hatred and arguing in general. I think it's possible for us to, would you stop popping up? I'm trying to do something here. I think it's possible for us to move on from that thing. We have the power to be nice to each other. We have the power to make differences in this world and get stuff done without having our way or the other. And the thing is, not to get so wrapped up in social media, or just turn the computer off every now and then and go outside and just look around you. Look at obviously now's not a good time because it's probably cold in some parts of the USA, but when it warms up a bit, go outside, smell the flowers, go on walks, look at all the happy people just in this world, look at the animals, the dogs playing in the park, the cats chasing those little laser pointers, and just take time to realize just how good we have it. Because there are some people that don't have that luxury. And hell, there was a time many years ago that the people, it's like thousands of years ago, they didn't have the technology we have now. They don't have all the movies they want in the palm of their hands on a cell phone that can access all the information in the world. They didn't have a device that you can talk to and say to play your favorite music. They didn't have any of that. So I think we should start acknowledging just how great life is at the end of the day. And there's just no... Life is short and there's no time for fussing and fighting, my friend. Yes, I am quoting the Beatles. It's like, I want to spend more time just understanding people and making friends with them, not arguing with them. It's best to disagree, not disrespect. But we're too busy doing the latter. So, as we approach 2018, or as 2019 is still in its infancy, let's take time as a human race to start to love each other more. I'm optimistic that it is getting better. People are starting to do more research. People are starting to see that not everything is as we see. And people are just starting to have more optimistic outlooks on life. Because it is easy to think badly of a certain group of people just based on the extremes you see. But know that the overall majority practically does not, that small minority does not represent the overall majority. Because at the end of the day, we're all humans. We all make mistakes. And we can perfectly fix most of our problems if we just sit down and listen to each other and understand where we're coming from. Didn't mean to get all philosophical on you guys, but this has just been something that's been on my mind a lot, and I just wanted to get it out in one video before I move back on to fun stuff. Because I really enjoy my life, and as somebody who tried to commit suicide on a few occasions, I can easily say that I'm happy to be alive. I'm happy to have the friends that I do. I'm happy to be able to experience all the things I can experience. Because some people take life for granted. And I just feel like if you're out there and you have problems with how society is, and you're just as filled up with rage as all of us have been for whatever reason, take this advice to heart, and you have the power to make your life better and the power to make other people's lives better. Because whether you want to admit it or not, or anybody else, if there's nobody else in there to tell you, I care about you, I love you, and there's lots of great things in life to look forward to. So, you guys just keep that in mind. God dang, that movie must have really hit me hard if it got me getting all, it's kinda, I'm not gonna say depressed, but kind of philosophical like this. But yeah, it's definitely one of those movies, folks. It's like, people have said, oh, that movie changed my life. It's like, I think that movie changed my life. So yeah, stop getting so wrapped up in social media. Stop playing into outrage culture. Just stop buying in. And the less, like I tell some of my younger friends, the less you care, the happier you'll be. I think that's some good advice to take to the heart. So, in the comments, let me know how you guys feel about this, and just whatever's on your mind, just let it out, and I'll talk with you. I'll be your therapist, because that's just the kind of guy I am. As always, stay loony, my toonies.
We some southern boys with the promise strength. Ain't no